A crowd is there to be a part of, or just to watch the ceremony. The monument is often in the form of a stone obelisk or the statue of a digger on it. The memorial's wording often claim that the war was fought for God, king, and country. There is nearly always a list of those from the local area who died, and often another list of those who served and returned. What do the crowds at the memorial see and feel as they watch the ceremony? A returned soldier looks at the list of the dead and the inscription which claims to explain why they died. Whether for king, for country, for God, for honour, does he agree with this claim? Are they the reasons and the motivation that sent him and his dead mates to war? Or are they the words of the loyalist, older people in the community who did not go to war, but who saw it as the most important thing in life, that Australia gave everything to make sure the war was won? Does he feel that the sacrifice and hardship were worth it? Does he feel that regardless of the loss of his mates, he did the right and proper thing, and given a similar circumstance, he would do exactly the same thing again if needed? A middle-aged woman looks at the names of the dead, perhaps including her son. That list, large or small, tells us about the appalling impact of the war on the local community, the tearing from it forever of many fine young sons, many of them the future leaders of that generation, whose influence is now lost to Australia's disadvantage. How does that mother feel about the words? Do they give her any comfort? Is her son really one of the glorious dead? Will his name live forevermore? Or is his son now just a sepia photograph on the mantelpiece? Or is she perhaps the mother of a man who survived the war, or didn't even join? And is she saying a silent and perhaps guilty prayer of thanks that her son was spared, even if another woman's son had to die in his place? And what does that young woman in black think as she looks at the name of her dead fiancé or boyfriend? Does she suspect that she may now never marry? That the death of 60,000 Australian men will leave her in a sad sisterhood of women who will never have the families that they used to dream of? Or is she a woman whose husband returned, but in such a changed state that he was not the man who went away, the man she loved and married and had children by? Is he so different that she secretly wishes that his name was on the shorter list on the memorial? A young man stands near her. He looks at the other list of names, the list of those who returned, who the memorial says did their duty. What does he feel? Does he wish he had been able to be a part of that event? If he is one of the thousands of eligibles who for whatever reason did not go to war, does he feel shame? Or is he being insulted by the memorial? A memorial which is supposed to unite, but which may be divisive in its implications, that those who went and served were better and more loyal and patriotic than he was. Another man stands there, but he cannot see the memorial. He was blinded by mustard gas on the Somme in 1916. What are his thoughts now about the sacrifices he has made and the attitude of the local community to him? Is he a hero now, or is he just a burden on his family and the community for the rest of his shortened life? A group of children are laughing and playing as the ceremony goes on around them. What do they see in the memorial an absent father, a lost big brother, or a heroic image which will lead them to enlist if and when the chance arises. After the ceremony, the crowd goes away. The memorial is there now, in imperishable granite.